it's not booing a particular player, it's booing the product, that they were putting out there on Monday. And Soto came into the clubhouse on Tuesday, and he owned up to it. And he was like, yeah, fans, pretty much, I'm not quoting him, pretty much saying, yeah, fans, they have the right to boo. If I was paying a ticket, I wouldn't want to go pay a ticket to see a loser, right? So they're frustrated. I'm frustrated as well. I think he said something to the effect of, they're almost as mad as I am, or they're almost as frustrated as I am. So he's obviously mad, and I understand. I understand why he's mad. One, because he's not producing to the level that he wants to, and he probably has seen, or he definitely has seen. He knows the expectations that Padre fans had for him coming in, and I think he lived up to it defensively. I think he's lived up to it in terms of how much he's getting on base. I don't think that he's probably lived up to it in terms of the fans' expectations of him, like hitting-wise, power-wise, home run-wise. And part of that's probably because of the unfair expectations put upon Soto, Coming in, oh my God, we got Juan Soto. I was freaking out when we got Juan Soto because it's Juan freaking Soto. And he still is Juan freaking Soto. He's one of the best players on the planet. But fans that, maybe they just started following the team, or they don't watch every game. They just know, oh, man, I watched this guy in the 2019 World Series. He's a huge name. I saw him hit the train tracks in Houston. They probably had those expectations coming in of, this guy's going to be a god. He's going to be Babe Ruth, Ted Williams. He still is being compared to them, and rightfully so. But he's literally going to be that. He's going to homer every other game, and he's going to have this bonkers slugging percentage with the Padres, and sees the saving grace, and even Tatis obviously got suspended. Well, we have Juan Soto and Manny, and I know this is a big blow, but we still have Juan Soto, and he just hasn't. I think the fans' expectations might have been too high for him, coming in. I think you should have high expectations for Juan Soto. Don't get me wrong. I have high expectations for Juan Soto, and he has high expectations for himself as well. But I think probably the casual fan that doesn't follow every day probably expected him to literally be like a god to this team, like higher than Manny's level. And he hasn't done that power-wise, homer-wise. I don't know how to, he hasn't produced, I guess, the sexy way offensively with a bunch of home runs and driving runs in and all that, He's walking a ton. He's still getting on base. He's helping the team in a lot of other ways, including defensively. I've been pleasantly surprised by how he's been in right field. He's made a lot of good catches. He robbed Mookie of a home run on Sunday Night Baseball. I know he didn't catch it, but he did rob him of a home run. He kept it from going over the fence. I know they lost that game as well, but he's contributing to the team in other ways. He's a leader on this team. He's taken a leadership role along with Manny and Joe. You have 2 more years. We have 2 more years of control of Juan after this year. I'm obviously not about to give up on him. I'm not a part of the group of people that, want to critique his swing, which I think is idiotic when you're on Twitter trying to critique, say that 5 times fast, trying to critique Juan Soto's swing like you're a hitting coach, like you're on the couch, relax, stop. You look like a fool. I'm not in that group on Twitter that's going to bash Juan Soto because he's off to a slow start with the Padres. Like, I know the track record of Juan Soto. I think it's fair to have high expectations for Juan Soto. And you have a valid point if you think that he hasn't lived up to expectations yet. But I believe that he will live up to expectations, and I think as long as he is hitting well going into the postseason, because I believe the Padres will make the postseason. They've got a 5-game lead technically on the Milwaukee Brewers right now for the final wildcard spot, and they're chasing the Phillies, or they might be tied actually right now with the Phillies for the second wildcard. If Soto's going good going into the wildcard series, that's what I care about. Same thing with Manny, the offense, Hader, Martinez, the rotation, Musgrove included. That's what I care about.